leader who is able to implement Islam, yet he gave his people two options, okay, to implement Islam or not to implement Islam, this is an act of kufr for him, okay, and this is related to Aqeedah. But for the people who were given the choices, whether you want Islam or you want kufr, this is a matter of Aqeedah for them to vote for Islam, to select Islam, not to say, okay, this is democracy and we are not going to be involved in democracy because democracy is kufr and it is not allowed for us to promote or to be involved in democracy. Is that clear? Yeah? Very, very simple. If you go to the even definition of voting according to the dictionaries, okay, legal dictionaries and dictionaries talking about political terms, you will see that voting is selecting one candidate among different candidates. So this proves the point that we have mentioned. Okay? Now, of course, there is a long discussion beyond this discussion that I have told you, okay? But I don't want to get into it because it will take time. But I just want to simplify the matter of voting for the brothers and sisters to understand it and to see that there is no harm whatsoever in selecting between choices. Actually, if you look at it from the Islamic principles, you will see that it might become obligatory upon you to select what is better for Islam and Muslims. Agree or not? Okay? The second point here, which many people raise here, is that we are not allowed to go for the lesser of two harms. Okay? Again, I don't want to discuss this point in details, but I just want to tell you that none of the scholars agree on this or agreed on this, that it is not allowed for you to choose the less evil. Because this is against common sense, first of all. And the main purpose of Sharia, as Ibn al-Qayyim said, actually, not as Ibn al-Qayyim said, from the beginning of the time of Shafi'i and all the way until our time, is to maximize the benefit and good and to minimize what? The shar, fasad, evil, corruption. To minimize. If you can eliminate it, that is good. But if you cannot, what to do? Just minimize it. Okay? Just minimize it. For example, if what is better if we come to a society that society full of ignorance and they don't practice the deen of Allah Jalla wa Ala and they commit so many ma'asi. Take, for example, the issue of hijab. They don't implement hijab at all, and they wear very revealing clothes. Is it better to tell them in the beginning that they have to wear modest clothes in the beginning for some time until the Emaan increases, until they become used to it, and then you can implement the issue of hijab further? Okay? Is it better for someone who is telling you, and astaghfirullah al-azim, someone did ask this question, he said, I cannot stop zina and I don't pray, and we are telling him you should pray. He said, but I cannot stop zina. Can we tell him that no, you should not pray until you stop zina? Maybe if he starts praying, this will help him to stop zina. Yeah? Okay. This is the lesser of two evils. Even in our day-to-day life, in our normal life. If you have a dangerous disease in one of your limbs, like gangrene, okay, and they said that they have to amputate that limb, otherwise the gangrene will spread in your body. What is better for you? To choose to cut off that part of your body and in order to survive, or to say no, either I survive with all my limbs or I die. Actually, the scholars may say that you will be sinful if you go for the secondary choice. Either I die or I live with all my limbs. Yeah? Just simple common sense. And there are so many ayat and ahadith that lead to this meaning, okay, indirectly. One of those ayat and ahadith, let us just mention one of them. Allah Jalla wa Ala says, فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُمْ. فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُمْ. Fear Allah as much as you can. Not fear Allah. طبعا it has two interpretations and both interpretations are correct. Fear Allah as much as you can, and fear Allah all the way until you cannot do anything more. Yeah? طبعا most of the scholars go for the first interpretation, which is fear Allah as much as you can. Okay? Fear Allah as much as you can means you will not be an ideal person. You will not be able to implement all aspects of Sharia, and you might not be able to leave all haram, but just try your best to fear Allah as much as you can. Sometimes you might not be able to leave haram, all of it. We say leave as much as you can. Okay? This is one of the direct adillah and or indirect adillah. And as I told you, that the scholars never argued about this principle that a person must choose the less of two evils. So some people say choosing the less of two evils is not an Islamic principle. We say no, we disagree with this. None of the scholars said this. Okay, in your day-to-day life. Okay, again, just other the example of amputation. For example, if you were given two jobs, one job is far away from you and it gives you a good salary, and another job that is not that far but it doesn't give you that good salary. Then you will what? Try to evaluate between both. Based on what? What is better? It will not be the optimum or the ideal option, but it will be what? The more of benefit for you and the less of harm for you. Is that true or not? Okay? And this is in every aspect in your life. Sharia cannot go against that, because this is a common practice by all human beings. So, if we have two candidates and both candidates, they are not Muslims, and they might have no problem with homosexuality, they might have no problem with maybe having pubs and having 24-hour drinking, okay, etc.